All right. Fatima, you can go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for making time to join this presentation. My name is Fatima. It's a good evening here in Accra, the capital city. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're reaching us from. Thank you for making time to join this call. My job here is quite simple. I am here to introduce, I am honored, I am humbled to introduce a very fine gentleman this evening. He's originally with an accounting background. He holds a Master's of Science in Supply Chain and Management Information System. He is a Prince 2 project practitioner and PhD holder in business administration. He's the former IT head at Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority and now a lecturer at Ghana Telecom University. He's also the CEO of Knowledge Web Center, a research think tank, and a panel member for the CAS France doctoral program. He's done a number of publications and won a number of international awards. Currently, he's leading a team on blockchain adoption in the port industry, sponsored by Morgan State University in the US. He's also a member of a team of researchers on code research in Canada. Currently, he's a consultant for the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders and PEF Management Consultants. He was the concept developer and implementer for the port automation, now the paperless port, and was also a member for the committee, the paperless port process in 2017. The committee the vice president put together to develop the roadmap for sea and airports process for the country. He is Dr. Speed of Light. He is an academician in good standing. He is Dr. David Ken Boyson. If you can hear me, sir, please take it over.
Yeah, I can hear you. Fatima, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
Wow, wow. So, folks, thank you for the opportunity to host this very august program. Meet the Titans. The big man in the house. Please, if you're on the call, just say something. You are today meeting the Titans, and I'm going to just give you a brief of what this whole program is about. So the Titans is what you are seeing. You are seeing Nicholas De Heer, NMD, National Marketing Director, the record holder globally in World Ventures, and we have this person here in Ghana. Wow, wow, wow. And then we have Dr. Asma, who is the CEO of the largest rural bank, rural bank in Ghana, also with us. A PhD holder with 2 masters. And our only, and my mentor, Kabute Okanse, who is originally a biochemist, and then veered into the theater world, and this guy has made us proud. The #1 MC in Ghana. Let's give it up to Kabute Okanse, Director of Horseman Shoes. I heard that they have started with the ladies collection. Charlie, big ups for Kabute Okanse. And then finally, our chief, Odeneho doctor, an empowerment chief who has 50 sub-chiefs under him. He is also with us, and he is a Titan. So we have 4 Titans here in the house, and in just an hour, we'll be done with what we are doing. So this whole concept of Titans is to bring on earth the big guys who are amongst us in this deal to share with us the realities of life so that this will build more belief and capacity for what we are doing. And I'm honored to host these big guys. So guys, I just want to, what I want to do now is to just give a brief allow them to just give us a brief of how they see this program, and then we start rolling right away. So I'll be calling, I don't know that Dr. Asman is in the house. Dr. Asma is in the house?
Not yet, but let's proceed.
All right,
I'm sure
okay. So first of all, I'll allow our National Marketing Director,
Oh,
Nick, is he?
sorry, Dr. Asma is in the house. Yes,
Good,
please.
good. All right. Can we just unmute Dr. Asman?
Yes.
Okay, so Dr. Asman, welcome, and we want your initial reaction to this concept, a concept that is going to build belief, a concept that is going to build capacity, a concept that is going to train more leaders and also reduce the attrition rate in our business. So, Dr. Asman, if you're on the call, just 1 minute, just give us your impression about this concept. Hello, Dr. Asman. Hello?
Sorry, I think he's dropped off. I'm sorry.
It's okay, so I'll move on to our National Marketing Director, who is a think tank, is an expert, in fact, policy advocacy expert, and he's also a National Marketing Director, Nicholas Eko the year. Please, if you're on the call, let's see you with a wave, and let's just give us your brief impression about this program. Hello.
Well, good evening, Dr. Boyson. Good evening, Dr. Boyson. Good evening, fellow panelists, and ladies and gentlemen. I am honored and privileged to be on this program to share some thoughts with you all. I want to commend you, Dr. Boyson, especially for this initiative. I think the beauty of our club is that we have the freedom to churn out beautiful ideas, stemming from creativity that allow us to deepen our relationships and to make progress and to ensure a better quality of life for all of us. So I am extremely excited and I'm humbled, to be a part of this. That would be what I can say for now. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll move to the number one MC in Ghana, Kabute Okanse, to give his initial reaction.
Well, thank you so very much. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
We can hear you.
Okay, so thank you so very much, Dr. Boyson, and greetings to everybody. Greetings to Odiniho, to Dr. Asma, to Nicholas, and it's really is a joy. It's quite humbling. In fact, if I look at the pictures on the screen, I'm sure for any of these people, if under normal circumstances, if I needed to see any of them, I would need to write an appointment letter and seek audience, and probably wait for 2 weeks before I can get the audience to speak with them. So it's truly an honor as well to be on this platform, and it is just a beauty to see the evolution of this amazing concept that has become such an integral part of our lives. I think yet again, this is a demonstration that this is something that we all take so seriously and we feel very passionate about. And for us, it is really about changing lives. It is really about adding value to our own lives, but also to the thousands of people all across the continent of Africa. And let me add my voice as well to really appreciate Dr. David Boyson, your passion in driving this whole agenda of World Ventures, but not just for us, but in adding your own unique skills, your own unique personality and value. I think that it is such an admirable thing, and this is just one clear testament of that. So it's an honor to be here, and I look forward to an exciting conversation.
Thank you so much. So we move straight to Ordeneho Dr. Afram Brimpong the third to give his initial reaction to this. Then we start the program.
Well. Thank you, Dr. David Kimboyson, Kim Akupe. Kabute, thank you for your initial reactions. Nick, I hope today you are doing well. You are better than yesterday. I'm excited about the whole thing. Dr. Asma is on the way. He's actually driving. That is why he was unable to talk. He has joined, but I think where he is, the network was bad. I just had a talk with him. But he's with us, so he will find opportunity to be with us. I think this is an amazing opportunity. Some of the things that we'll be sharing with our people here, in the normal circumstances, like Kabute was saying, you have to pay about $300 in some cases to access some of these presentations. We will try and keep it as brief as possible so that you can still follow us and pay the $300 after you have taken the money from Wear Ventures. So we will not tell you the whole truth. When you are happy about it, then you come up, after taking the money, you come and give us some $300 for 1 hour, and then we go with that. So I think this is the best way to grow together and to also learn from each other. We have a huge potential. If you look at the network that we have built over the few years, let me say from Kabute line up to now, it's a whole resource. It can do a lot, not just World Ventures, but so many other things if we really want to harness those potentials. So I think this platform must be a permanent platform where we can even groom people to become world-class consultants, MCs, policy analysts, ICT specialists, and all those things, because we have the men here to give their best. Knowledge sharing is when that is when your knowledge can even grow and become more confident in whatever you do. So I think it's an opportunity for us to share with our team members and all the people in World Ventures. This is an amazing platform, and I'm all for it. Anytime you count on me, I'll be available. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nana. So the topic for today is residual income, a vehicle for financial freedom. You want to be free? You want to be able to walk into a showroom and then point a Mercedes-Benz, the new type, and just pay and leave. All right? We are talking about financial freedom, but the vehicle to that is residual income. That's our topic for today. And I'm going to begin with Nicholas Ekordi here, who is our National Marketing Director, our one and only, the global record holder. He's going to touch on briefly on retirement and pensions. All right? So I'm going to stop my sharing, and Nicholas Ecord here is going to take the stage and tell us in the context of residual income, all right, as a financial vehicle for financial emancipation, as a vehicle for our financial freedom, as a policy advocacy expert. He understands these things very well, and we are honored to have him here. I kid you not, as Kabute puts it, if you were to pay for this event, you would have paid close to $1,000, all right? This is a private consultant, and because he's in World Ventures, we are having this for free. NMD Nicholas, you have the audience. Take it up.
Thank you very much, my brother, Dr. David Kimboyson, and let me salute again Ordeniho Dr. Boache Kusiyadom, Dr. Alexander Asma, my good friend and brother Kabute Okansi. What a pleasure once again. You know, as I reflected on today's event, and as I started to put my slides together, I almost felt emotional because of the gravity of the situation that the average person finds himself. And you'll understand a bit more when I get in. I believe I have 15 minutes, Dr. Boyson, so
yes.
I'll try and work within 15 minutes. All
Yeah.
right. So my career in policy my career actually started about 12 years ago. I've done a number of different things, but 12 years ago, I went into management consulting and development research. And that's what I have done, you know, in the last 12 years. But also in policy advocacy, I've done rapporteuring on various policy issues, about 50 or so workshops I've covered. In the last 6 years, I've worked with the Institute for Fiscal Studies and the Institute of Economic Affairs. Now, if you know these companies, you know they are giants when it comes to policy, and mainly my specialization has been in economic policy and governance, all right? Now, in this career, in July 2019, I convened, while I was working with the Institute for Fiscal Studies, I convened a policy conversation on Ghana's pension system, all right? And the theme was Ghana's pension system, is it working? This was what we sought to address. And in this conversation, I engaged the head of the SNIT, the head of the National Pension Regulatory Authority. We had a Minister of Employment and his deputy and several others. And in this, we had a series of presentations, and then we had as well a roundtable conversation, which I convened. And what I went away with as the one who convened this program was that we have a situation on our hands. You know, in summary, we had a situation on our hands. One of the stakeholders I had to deal with was the Ghana Pensioners Association. So I engaged them, all right? And they told me the stories of their lives. They told me the state of their pensions. They told me the conditions of their lives and how things were for them. And I'm going to give you a snapshot in this presentation of some of the statistics that this workshop unraveled. Courtesy and all acknowledgements go to the Institute for Fiscal Studies because I worked for them on this event, all right? So let me start by defining retirement security, because you see, when I spoke to the pensioners, many of them were about 60. And I remember one of them telling me and saying to me, Nicholas, you know, once upon a time, we were like you. We were in our 30s, we were in our 40s. Now, guess what? One day, you're going to be like us. We are in our 60s, we are in our 70s, and we have the high blood pressure, and we have the diabetes, and it's difficult waking up, and we wake up in the middle of the night. So the things we tell you, take it very seriously, all right? So let me define retirement security. Retirement security, according to Annuity Digest, is the level of comfort you have with the resources that are intended to support you through retirement and provide a standard of living similar to what you experienced before retirement. All right? Your retirement security is how comfortable you are in your old age, in your pension. Because you see, when you are born, your parents take care of you. When you are middle-aged, you get married, likely. You take care of your friend, your family, your wife, your children, your husband. Then you get into old age. Now, at that point, you no longer have the strength. You no longer have the vigor. You no longer have a job, because guess what? At 60 years old, somebody tells you, okay, thank you for what you've done for us, but we want you to go home now and rest, because we have taken all that we can from you. So go home now and rest. We will give you a little bit of something to take care of yourself. Now, it is in that state, in your pension, that you need money the most. Because guess what? All the diseases, they are what we call old age diseases. That's when they afflict. And you need to do surgeries. My own mother has gone through some surgeries. You need to have surgeries. You need to have medications. You need somebody taking care of you. If there is a time in your life when you need to be comfortable, that's during your retirement. All right? So the governments all over the world recognizes this. Every government recognizes this. So because they don't want you to suffer in your old age. They don't want you to become a burden onto society. So the governments around the world have certain policy provisions. All right? And I'm going to use my own country, Ghana, all right, and our country as a case study to proceed on this. So in Ghana, the policy provision is that 13% of your basic salary for everyone who is in formal employment is paid to the Social Security and National Insurance Trust. This trust is supposed to invest your money, a portion of your money, so that at 60 years old, it begins to pay you monthly contributions, what we call pensions, all right, at the end of every month. So if you're 60 and above, every month you get pensions, all right? So in your working life, 13.5% of your basic salary goes to SNIT, and then you also contribute an additional 5%. Total is 18.5%. There's a third tier that is voluntary. Now, the law mandates that 18.5% of your salary goes to investment because the law wants to force you to save a certain amount of money, all right? So that you don't become a burden in your old age. However, it just happens when you are in formal employment. Because guess what? If you're not in formal employment, you have to make those provisions yourself. Now, in this event that I convened, what came to light was that the salaries themselves are so low that in the end, what is actually invested is also very low. So if your salary is low, you invest very low, what happens is you get into retirement and you are earning very low at a time that you need the money, all right? The other part is that the coverage is very low, okay? There's coverage. So the number of people who have access to these pensions, very low. So according to the statistics, 86%, 85 out of 100 people, nearly 9 people out of 10 people have no pensions. My brothers, my sisters. Now that is worrying. 9 out of 10 people, almost 9 out of 10 people have no access to pensions at all, SNIT pensions in Ghana. And I'm assuming that our situation, the Ghanaian situation, is likely similar to the African situation. Our demographics are similar. There are a lot of things we have in common. So majority of the people, at least 8 out of 10, do not have pensions. If you're on this call, what do you do? Now, the situation is even worse for women because 1.6% of the total women population had access to pension in 2017. 1.6%. 1.6%. So the women's situation is terrible. Only 2 out of 100 women have access to pension. All right? Now, so that means 94% of retired women did not have any pension at all in 2018. Okay, so 1.6% now for 2017. In 2018, 94% of retired women did not have any pension at all. Okay, so some very, very uncomfortable statistics.
Are you happy to end the training?
All right, some very, very uncomfortable statistics there. Now, the other part is that, so number one, not many people have access to the pension. That's number one. Number two, the pensions themselves, the monies people are receiving are very low. Now, hear this. 80% of all monthly pensions on the SNIT scheme are below 1,500 cedis. 80%. 1,500 cedis is equivalent to $260. 8 out of 10 people, all right, who receive pensions, not many people receive pensions, but 8 out of 10 people who receive pensions have only $260 to spend. $260 for your medical bills, $260 for your food, $260 to contribute when you go to funerals, $260 for your clothes, $260 for your water bills, for electricity bills, $260. Now, again, 50% of all monthly pensions are on the SNP scheme are 500 cedis. That is $87 and below. Again, what are we saying here? 1 out of 2 people who are lucky, who are fortunate to have access to pensions, 1 out of 2 of them, they receive $87 and below. And then finally, 25% of all pensions are $300. 1/4 of all who are receiving the pensions are receiving only $50 and below. Now, this is serious. This is worrisome statistic. This is very uncomfortable. And when I had this event, honestly, I agreed with one statement my boss always used to make. And the statement was that we are a nation at war. We are a people at war. We are a people, and we need to reflect, because you see, we are at war with poverty. We are at war with something that does not allow us to become the best version of ourselves. And that is something that we need to reflect on very heavily. Something we need to reflect on very heavily. So I don't want to bore you with more statistics, but I think the summary of what I'm saying is that we need to reflect. You may be 20 years old. In 40 years, you are going on retirement. If you are 40 years old, in 20 years, you're going on retirement. If you are 50, you have 10 years to go. Now, you need to think about the future. If you are having a hard time now making ends meet, what would it be like at 60 years old? If you are struggling now to save, if you're struggling, if you don't have money, if you think that things are rough now, what would it be like when you are old and your joints are weak and you have to wake up with difficulty? What would it be like? That's the question I want to leave you, and that's the context I want to leave you as we discuss the opportunity of residual income. Thank you very much.
Charlie. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. I told you, beyond what we are already enjoying, I mean, in the concept we find ourselves, these are professionals in their own merit. Brilliant statistics. Fantastic. I'm even scared because I've already deducted 60 years, my age from 60 years. And what I'm seeing doesn't look good. So next on the bill is our own godfather, our own #1 MC in Ghana, our own Horseman's Shoes CEO, and our own guy who has his own event that he manages. He calls this event Kabute, my MC, my mentor, and also the theater guy who has a biochemist background but has switched from science now to theater. Kabute, you have the audience. Kabute will be speaking to us on a proven path. A proven path for, let me just confirm so that I have so many things in mind. Just a minute. All right, so Kabute Okanse will be looking at a proven path for financial freedom. A proven path for financial freedom. Now, we have looked at this from the policy perspective in terms of our retirement and pensions, and it's worrying. And Kabute Okanse is going to look at this topic, residual income, a tool for financial freedom. Is going to look at it from a proven path, a path that will guarantee us this. Kabute, you have the audience. Take it over.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. David Boyson. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to Nicholas for laying the foundation so solidly as far as this particular discussion is concerned. Now, in talking about this subject matter, and I'm to focus on a proven path, World Ventures as a proven path to building residual income. Now, I chose to just speak on the context of the experience that I've had with World Ventures over the past 2 years, okay? And in these 2 years of being with World Ventures, in these 2 years of being with World Ventures, it has literally opened my mind and my scope to recognizing that this time bomb on which we all sit, this time bomb of financial need, of taking care of the things that matters the most to us, this time bomb of taking care of ourselves and living our dream lives is one that we need to look at squarely in the face, to take very, 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 very seriously and to take action on it. And so let's look at the context of World Ventures. First of all, look, the stories of World Ventures that we hear, they are real. They are real and they are live. They are not history. They are not stories. They are not conjecture. They are factual realities that are happening right before our eyes. So look at the context of it. We are born, we go through what? Maybe 3-4 years of nursery, and then you go through 6 years of primary school, and then maybe 3 years of secondary school, and then 4 years of university. And then if you are going for a master's degree, well, depending on which country and how nice your lecturers are, you could spend anywhere from 2 to 6 years doing a master's degree program. And the question is, you finish all of this, you get into work, and the average income is $200 across the African continent. The average monthly income is $200 across the African continent. So that is the background, the template. Now let's think about it. You join World Ventures. You join World Ventures. You invite one person to become a member of World Ventures. And that person, you are giving them an opportunity to save significantly on their travel costs. You are giving them the opportunity to be able to leverage income. You are giving them an opportunity to fortify and strengthen the bonds and the relationships that they have. And on top of all that, just because the person accepted and embraced this gift of World Ventures, this joyful experience of travel, because of that, because you are the one who passed on that gift to them, guess what? Now you are rewarded with $15. That is just one time. If the person chooses to be a platinum member, you are rewarded with $50. If the person chooses to be a titanium member, you are rewarded with $100. Now think about it. You just give the guy the best possible gift that would outlive probably your relationship with them. And you have been paid. That $50 is 25% of the average monthly income across the African continent. That is what you were paid for one person you invited. And so you go across and let's assume that you invite 10 people. 10 people, and that's $500 already. So within the context of our environment, you are already among the richest people on the continent. Just because you gave this amazing gift to 10 people in your life. Think about it. Then now, the whole World Ventures environment builds you up with the knowledge, builds you up with the understanding, builds you up with the confidence, builds you up with the skills to be able to now pass the same knowledge on to those 10 people that you have invited and teach them how to also invite 10 other people. And not only is the company saying that for what you did, we are giving you your direct commissions, but now the company, a global company set up by its own owners, where you and your parents and your grandparents, they don't have any part to play in it. This company, which has toiled for 15 years to build its own global track record, this company says, we want to share with you and everybody else who is part of growing the profit of this company. We are sharing 65% of our total profits with you as well. And so for inviting maybe just 10 people, and through those 10 people, learning from the same World Ventures how to duplicate that, they share it also with another 10 people, another 10 people. And probably in 2-3 cycles, you have 60 people. And hear me loud and clear. You are now leveraging a monthly residual income of $600 every single month. An average monthly residual income of $600 a month. Think about it. This is more than 100% of the average monthly income across the entire African continent, maybe even across most parts of the world. And you see, the funny thing about this is that you may have now hit that level. And even if you decide to be lazy and stay and not add on anymore, those you have brought on board, they also want to reach your level, right? So they also take that same capacity. They pass it on. And as a result of that, you go to the next level. Director, $2,000 average monthly residual income. You see, what is residual income? Residual income is being paid over and over and over and over by the same one action that you took. It's like buying land and planting on it. Every season, a new crop, a new harvest will be taken off that same land. It's like building a house and taking rent for it. Every season, a new amount of rent will be paid to you. And yet, how much would it have cost you to have bought that land? How much would it have cost you to have built that house? Now ask yourself, how much has it cost you to own this prime property of World Ventures, which continues to grow, and then to $50,000 on an average monthly basis? The average person will work from the age of 20 to 60. That is 40 years. 40 years of your life. Ask yourself, the average person, if they add all their salaries across the entire 40 years, what fraction of that is it compared to your 1 year residual monthly income as an IMD in World Ventures? Ask yourself. We are standing at the boundary of freedom. We are standing at the boundary of a fulfilling life. We are standing at the boundary of liberation. That is where we are standing. That residual income, it will outlive you. It will outlive your problems. It will outlive your health challenges. It will outlive the good you want to do for your church, for your mosque. It will outlive the economic empowerment it will give to the people in your family. It will outlive the pride and the joy that you want to show to your parents, to your neighbors. In fact, that money will empower you so much to the point that you and I together we may be able to one day influence who becomes president in our country. If enough good people have enough good money, trust me, the world will be a better place for many more people. This is the residual power of World Ventures. This is the life-giving force of this amazing concept. I see World Ventures no longer as a lifesaver. I see World Ventures as a life giver. We are giving life to the world. Look at this Corona season in which we are. Look at this Corona season. And let us all just highlight once again the story of our own first national marketing director. Look, guys, maybe it becomes familiar, so we lose sight of it. This is 7 months in Africa during a worldwide pandemic of coronavirus. And a gentleman says yes to this opportunity. And in 7 months, he can change his destiny and the destiny of his children for life. Whatever it takes, it is worth it. Whatever it takes, it is worth it. But you see, that is not even the power. For you to be a national marketing director, it means you have built a team of at least 1,800 people. Now think about it. Because Nicholas said yes, because Nicholas worked hard, because he sacrificed some very big things in his life for 7 months, he may be earning $20,000 a month, and it is amazing. But the power is that because of what he did, 1,800 people are also earning different levels of income, all the way to the person who just signed their first person today. So think about it. That is a proven path. That is a vehicle worth protecting. That is an assignment worth doing and doing it well. So if you are here, you have been given a gift of life. You have been handed a divine gift of life. You have been given the power to bring life into somebody's life. Don't take it lightly. Do not take it lightly. Because I believe that on our dying bed, God will ask us, what did we do with the World Ventures opportunity? Please take it. Even if you are making just $500 today, you are better than half of the world's population. And we cry because we are paying what? $67 monthly fee? Come on, guys. Somebody's life is worth more than that. If it takes you 2 years to start earning $500 a month for the rest of your life, you will still be better off than the person who has labored his life for 40 years and who goes into retirement and has nothing to look back on. So for me, this is a lifesaver. It is a proven path. It is in your hands. You determine your working hours. You determine your salary. You determine your benefits. You determine your future. You determine your growth. You determine your victory. You determine your success. You determine every step of it. So take charge and bless the world with it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Wow, wow, wow. Charlie, let's give it up. Let's give it up, Charlie. These are real
Kabute, I
titans.
clap for you. Kabute, I
These
clap
are
for you.
real titans. Let me tell you, if you combine Nicholas and Kabute on a panel, Charlie, I don't know what you want at the end of the day. Damn. See, he says something. We are standing on the crossroads of freedom. You decide whether you pay heed to this call or not. Our next, without wasting my time, our next guest is Dr. Asma is in the house, the CEO of Amanfiman Rural Bank, the largest rural bank in Ghana, and we are now moving to the PhD guys, and you know their level. So Charlie, we are blessed today. We are blessed to have these titans amongst us. Dr. Asma, if you are here, please, you have your audience. And please know that this man is traveling, but he had to stop and set up his laptop so that he can speak on this, subject. And that's what he told me, that doctor, this is very, very important. Dr. Asma, are you on the call? Hello?
He is.
Okay, can we unmute him? Doc?
Doc, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's a co-host.
Yeah, he has unmuted himself now.
Okay, all right.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're from the two titans. It's super to share my thoughts on this important topic. Financial freedom or finance is what everybody must envisage and must achieve. If you don't achieve that, then definitely you have just passed through this world and you didn't leave the world. So let me quickly share a few thoughts on what financial freedom is all about. So, is there going to be any time? That's an important question. Is there because you want to talk about financial freedom, we are simply saying that it's a state of a person's life where the person decides what she or he wants to do without focusing the driver on money. You are not doing it, it's not because you love to do it. The truth of the matter is that many of us cannot answer this question correctly because many of us do what we do because we have to earn money, because we have parents to take house rent to pay, and many bills that come on us. Even now that we are working, we're still struggling to pay that bill. So the point is, do you want to continue to work to pay bills, or you want to get to a point that you choose to work because this is what you love to do? Many of us are not doing the thing that is in our DNA to do. So we love to do a certain course, we have to make money to pay the bills. So we are talking about financial freedom as a stage in your life that you can sustain your current lifestyle even when you have stopped working. So ask yourself right now, if you stop working or your employer says that he has no job for you any longer, in the next 6 months, can you continue to live the same life that you are even living now? And these are very, very important questions that we need to consider when we are looking at things like this. Reliable source of sustainable income. So to income that is enough to get you at any time you want to do them, and they are also reliable, means that every time they will come. Time and time we have explained that what we are earning now whilst you are working is a linear income. In Ghana, we all receive what we call salary in arrears because we work, and at the end of the month, our employer pays us. When you stop working, we don't receive them any longer. And what we receive after we have 60 is what NMD Nicholas explained to us. 300 Ghana cedis. And I sit in the bank and I can relate so much with this. People using 300 cedis, talking about a stage in your life you choose to do that work. You choose to work because you want to support people do things, not because of the money that you make out of it. So we need a financial vehicle that will provide our future financial needs.
Dr. Asma, we can hardly, you are breaking, so.
Need a financial vehicle. If you me.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you are breaking.
I'm never going to be free. And business. And the many things that we have raised is that the banks won't let you buy.
Dr. Asman. Doc, can you hear me? Hello, Doc. All right. I realized that Doc was having challenges, and I think we heard him briefly. He was trying to address this issue from the perspective as a banker. Now, without wasting much time, already we are behind time. I'm going to introduce. Okay, he's
sorry.
back.
Let me wrap up. Let me wrap up quickly.
Please do.
Dr. Boyson, let me wrap up quickly.
Okay.
So the point that I was making is that we need a financial vehicle that will secure us a revenue or income for both current and future needs. And we are ruling out salary because salary is not one of those vehicles. When you stop working, you won't get paid. So it's out. The next obvious choice is you need a bank, and many proposals can be not able to start a business. So now what is the vehicle? The vehicle is World Ventures. You don't need a capital to run your own business. You just need a network. And your network is because your net worth. If you use your network, you will be able to build that. MP Kabute just explained to us. You are going to be you are going to be in a financial and so financial vehicle for you. And look, you need to build the knowledge. Many of us, we are rejecting the opportunity because we don't know much about it. But the point is that your knowledge that you have, knowledge, if you open yourself up and receive more information and be trained, trust me, you can make the best out of it. So I want to leave this here, and I said that we have to make a choice. The choice is that do you want to be financially free, or you want that we work for our freedom. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's give it up. Let's give it up for Dr. Asma. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. So next, yeah, we can hear you. Thank you so much, Dr. Asma, for taking.
Take over.
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you so much for taking that quality time of yours to join us. I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, so the next on the bill is our own Paramount Chief, Ordinary Dr. Afram Brempong III, a PhD holder, has 2 masters, and also an assistant registrar at the school, is it School of Mines
University of Energy and Natural Resources.
Yeah, it used to be School of Mines, isn't it?
No. University of Energy and Natural Resources.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, Nana, these are your subjects, so speak to us.
Can I share my screen?
Please, you can. You can.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to be given this opportunity. I am passionate about these concepts because of the potential it holds to liberate a lot of people financially and also help others secure their future. I am going to talk about leadership. And for me, everything boils down to leadership. And when I say leadership, I am not talking about leadership in isolation. Everyone on this call is a potential leader or a leader, because a leader is somebody who has people following him or her. And on this presentation, I have just 11 slides. I want to take my time to share with you these slides and also to take time to explain what I mean by these slides. The first thing is, what is leadership? And somebody's definition said leadership is a process of social influence which maximizes the effort of others towards the achievement of a goal. And therefore, leadership stems from social influence, not authority or power. And it is so important in our context to understand that it is going to be influence that will come from a social point of view, not as authority. Nobody is giving you authority of anybody here, but you have to be responsible for yourself. I have said leadership is also a responsibility, taking responsibility of yourself and for others. That is in my own words. Or leadership is be willing to sacrifice yourself for people who are following you. So what is influence? When we talk about influence, everybody say leadership is influence. What is influence? The ability to induce others to think, act, or change their behavior towards achieving a specific goal in every aspect of your life or whatever you are engaging in. So when we say somebody is influencing somebody, what it means is that the person will use other means, either by way of speaking to you, either by way of pushing you to do something, either by way of a sign or giving you an assurance of something that will make you to be able to do that. So if you look at the type of leadership, we can also group them into two, where we have transactional leadership and transformational leadership. Transactional leadership always talk about where people will do something because they will be rewarded. So there is a transaction. Somebody is giving somebody to be able to get something. And therefore, in this context, we see it vividly. Like in the World Ventures way, you do something to get something. And therefore, something that nobody wants to do, inviting people and receiving a lot of rejections, is not something everyone wants to do. But because of the inducement, what is behind the invitation, a lot of people are now willing to sacrifice to be in that. So there must be a goal that needs to be achieved in order to improve a situation and or a condition. So before you can influence somebody, there should be something before the person, a goal. And what is a goal? I'll explain a goal in a bit. But before I explain a goal, he's saying that before you set a goal, you must have what we call a vision. And that vision must be so clear that people can visualize it. That will be so much compelling that they will have nothing but to be willing to sacrifice and commit to achieve that. So if you want to set a goal is where you put something before you and you work towards that to achieve it, which will have a time limit, which must be specific, which must be measurable, and which must have achievable qualities. So what is your vision with World Ventures? It is very important. If you don't have a vision with World Ventures and you are just here because your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, your subject, your teacher, your master, or your student introduce you to this, and therefore you just want to be part of it. You must have a vision. And that vision must be so clear and compelling that it will wake you up in the night. If GUAR Venture is not waking you up in the night, mid of the night, then you cannot succeed in this business, because it is not a cheap money venture. It is not a quick money venture. You cannot just join and within 2-3 days, money will just flow in. If you have worked with a white, before they give you $1, you must have worked for that $1. So this system will determine how you envisage how you want to see yourself and the vision you have. So I have asked myself, and I want you to also ask yourself, in the next 2 or 3 years, how do you see yourself with GUAR Ventures? In view of the above, what must one do to become effective and efficient leader? And I'm going to outline some few things which will help you to take up your leadership responsibility seriously, and also try as much as possible to influence the people in your team, in your family, in your workplace, in your relationship, so that GUAR Venture will become useful to you. To be able to lead people, you must lead yourself first. How are you dealing with your own responsibilities as a member of GUAR Ventures? If you are not inviting people and you think the people you have brought are going to work for you because it's a network thing, I'm afraid you must be disappointed. So you must first be prepared to lead yourself. And to be able to lead yourself, you have to go by these following things. You must first be self-disciplined. If you were watching television most parts of your leisure time, now you must cut it or even cancel it. I like soccer so much. As a chief and a king for that matter, you are not allowed to mingle with your colleagues. You don't go out easily. You don't get people coming to you. Even those who install you, they tend to be fearful. They tend to be afraid of you because they think that your words carry authority, and therefore they should not be too frequently with you, so that if you are angry with them, you pronounce and they suffer. So leadership is a lonely something. It's a loneliness situation. And therefore, it is soccer that I've been using to enjoy myself with my entertainment. But for the last 2-3 months, I have stopped watching soccer. In fact, when Bayern Munich was playing the final with PSG, my kids were jubilating down there, but I never gave it a thought. I didn't even go there to see. I have 3 televisions in my house, but I never had opportunity to even watch it. What it means is that you have to discipline yourself. And discipline is where you restrict yourself for not doing something to be able to do other things, because you have to prioritize your time. And in that sense, you deny yourself some things that you are interested in that are normal with your life to be able to do other things which you intend to achieve something with. So you must be committed to what you want others to commit themselves to contribute to. You must be a person with visible and genuine integrity. Your integrity must be seen by your followers or the people you are leading. You don't have to tell them, don't you know I have integrity? No, you don't talk about integrity, but you exhibit it. You leave it out. Let people see how genuine you are. Why you will make sure they are successful. In fact, you are interested in them more than yourself. So you want to close up for them than closing up for yourself. So you hold on yours and close others up for them. This is a leadership. Leadership is not something that you can force yourself on others, like we saw in the definition. It is not by authority or power, but it is a social influence. And the social influence means people will have to take a decision as to whether you are the one they should follow or not. We are here, but we know most of us, our people are not even calling us for closing up. They are calling other people who are not their upline directly. It is because they don't see that genuineness in you. They don't see you are committed to it yourself. They will be calling you, they won't get you. And therefore, it creates the apathy between you and them. And they think that if they want to go ahead, they have to bypass you to deal with others. I am talking to you from this point of view, and I believe you take a cue from it. You have to be very committed to this call. Because what I'm saying is, from the beginning, I've been saying that people say we don't have time. What time are you talking about? What are you using the time for? Can you quantify what you get from the time that you are using for what you are using it for? Compare it to what you'll be getting from GUAR Ventures if you use it here. So time is a limited commodity, and it must be what? Put on the scale of preference of your life. Which one will give you more resource, and which one will give you the best that you need? If you don't prioritize it in this way, you would not be successful and you turn out complaining. You must demonstrate genuine empathy and love towards the people you are leading. If you love somebody, you will want to sympathize with them. You know this sympathy must not be something that will discourage them, because we are all facing rejections. We are all facing attrition at some point in time. But when somebody complains to you that his people are dropping, you don't say that this is what I've suffered and that is the end of it. You tell them it is part of it. But we have to keep on, because some people will naturally drop. Not everyone will be able to go through this, because this requires a serious thought and work to be able to be successful. You must have the ability to learn new things if you are a leader through enduring and persevering processes. So this is the first time you are into network marketing. And so what? You should be able to adapt so that the way people have, the successful people in this business have done, you must do same. You cannot give 80% of your time to do the work you are doing where you are earning, let's say $2,000, and expect GUAR Ventures to give you $5,000 when you are giving them 20%. It doesn't work that way. You must be willing to adapt to the new things that will make you earn something from this. So you should be able to identify talent among the people you are leading and groom them to be responsible leaders so that they will take up some of the responsibilities within your team. Your team, people must rank to senior rep, director, marketing directors, even bypass you. And that is what we see you as a good leader. You don't say that I don't want anybody to bypass me. And therefore, even when they need you to close out for them, you are running away. That is not a good leader. A good leader is the one who is willing to sacrifice his life for the people he is leading. Of course, you are also following somebody. And I believe if everybody played their roles, we will be successful in that. You should renew your commitment towards the vision on everyday basis. I do it on hourly basis. In fact, my back office is 24/7 on in my study room. Anytime I walk here, I see it. Sometimes I come and the system has expired, so I have to re-log in. And it reminds me, when I see the cycles is not coming, then I start calling people. I call to my 4th, 5th generation, know their problems. And you will never, if you want to quit, don't call me, because if you call me, I will not allow you to quit. I'll find every means to convince you to stay, because GUAR Venture, for me, is the only option for us to achieve our financial breakthrough and freedom. Like Abute explained, and the sterling problem that is facing us when we are going on retirement, like Nick explained to us, and Dr. Asma also was trying to explain to us how we can get financial freedom with GUAR Ventures. So when you focus on your vision all the time, it renews, it revives your motivation and renew your strength to push ahead of achieving your goal. So you must have your vision always before you. It must be so fresh in your mind that anytime you are thinking about something, it must come and cross you. That is how your vision should be so current with you. And it must be bigger enough to scare you, to at times say that it must not be possible, but you want to achieve it. You must develop the right attitude and tenacity to handle the discouragement and disappointment of your followers. We are all struggling together. People are not signing. You are inviting them, they are watching, but they are not signing. They don't even want to be on the three-way call. Somebody come to complain to you, and you say that mine is worse. So what do you want them to do? You have to encourage them. Share yours. Keep it to yourself. Encourage them. Tell them it is possible. You have faced it before, but you overcame it. So he or she can also overcome it. So you must take their position. They see you as somebody who will give them hope. So when they come to you and they can't get the hope, then you have lost it as a leader. You are their hope. And at all points, whether you are down, discouraged, or discouraged or maybe perplexed, you are worn out. Don't show it to them. Lead them, push them to do what they can do. Sometimes we have to celebrate their small winnings, our followers' small winnings. Let them see that you are happy about what they have achieved. And that can unlock their potential to do more from here. So I always want to say that I go to my back office, I have signed up to WV Pro, where I can check the percentage of their progress. I'll call Belinda, I'll call I'll call Mr. Evans Asari, who ranked up yesterday as a senior rep, Vida Asari. I'll call you and tell you that you need just 1 gold to rank. What are you waiting for? You need just 2 gold and 1 platinum to unlock the tier 2. So make sure this month you do that. So you have to help them to be able to achieve. When they achieve it, celebrate with them. Sometimes they don't even know, but I see it and I call them. So never blame anyone for your inability to progress. This is very important. Indeed, there is no weakness in anyone. Rather, the overuse of their strength is perceived as weakness. This is a very controversial saying. No individual on this earth is having a weakness or weaknesses in them. Some people say that this is my weakness. You don't have any weakness. God is not a God who will create you and give you weakness. But the overuse of the strength that God gave you is what people term as weakness. Somebody is very competitive, and therefore the people perceive that person to be as combative. He pushes. When he's doing the close-up for you, he will even order them. I will issue the royal decree. And because you push and push and push, you even dictate that you must sign today. And in most cases, they sign up. If you didn't say that, they were going to go and say, oh, next week. When you say next week, I won't allow you to go next week. I will say sign up today. Unless generally you don't have the money today. That's fine. But sometimes you can deduce from the way they are trying to tell you they want to dodge, because you are chief, they don't want to say no. And if you don't want to say no, you will not say no. I won't allow you to say no. So you must perceive those people to be somebody who want to run away from this, and therefore find a way to encourage them, motivate them to be able to achieve that. So what I'm saying is, don't blame anybody. Don't say that my people are not doing well, and therefore they have these weaknesses and other weaknesses. No individual in this world has a weakness, because God will not create somebody and give you a weakness. Your strength, when it's overused, that is perceived to be a weakness. So, like I said, God never makes mistakes and will not start with you or your followers. We have different strengths and are meant to complement us for effective collaboration. That is what I think I was supposed to have written. We have different strengths, and this strength must be complemented so that we can effectively collaborate and achieve results. Thank you for giving me the attention. If you have questions on these slides, I am all ears, and I will be glad to answer you.
All right, let's give it up to our chief, our paramount chief. Nana, thank you so much. We are behind time. I'm also seeing the samurai, Martin, IMD Martin Indiho in the house. Let's give it up to him. I would ask him to give his, final comment about what we have done. Folks, let me tell you this. I am super fired, and I'm also scared. I just want to show you something briefly. So, Nana, if you can stop your sharing.
Thank you.
I saw, can you see the screen? Nana, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You see, this journey is a journey that we are all embarking on. This is Peter, one of the top earners in World Ventures. I saw this thing and I broke into tears. And I want to tell you, if you're on this call, that take a cue from what I'm about to tell you. Peter is earning monthly residual commission of $407,655 a month. A month. Just because he said yes. And look at his personal active retail members. 0. Zero. He started the journey with some guys. They all quitted. But Peter never said that because these guys have quitted, I am also going to give up. Because I believe with what I'm seeing up till now, he's still paying monthly fees. So what are you looking at? If it's a titanium member, are you looking at $200 every month as against $407,000 every month? Guys, this is what we are talking about. Now, to conclude our session for today, I wanted to give you one or two people an opportunity to, ask a question. However, we want to plead with you because we have our 8 p.m. presentation coming up. I will ask our panelists to give their final, 30 seconds, their final comment, on this topic, building a residual income. Right, a residual income, a vehicle for financial freedom. So I will go back to my senior brother, our National Marketing Director, Nicholas Dehere, Nicholas Ecole Dehere. Let me add that, I'm also a Fanti. And you know how the Fantis, we don't play with our local name. So Nicholas Ecole Dehere, National Marketing Director, you've done us good today. Just this few minutes presentation, the whole house was on fire. Thank you so much, and we want your final comment.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you to Odenehon, to Kabute, to Dr. Asma, and to you, Dr. Boyson, and to everybody on the call. My good friends, ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation. We have a situation. We need to look at our lives. We need to reflect very carefully about the future, because the future always comes. We have a gift in World Ventures, and we must use this gift in a way that shows the gravity of the situation that we have on our hands. So one day somebody asked me why I treat World Ventures the way I treat it. And this was my response. I just want to, can you allow me to share my screen one more time?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that, sir.
Okay. All right. So, somebody asked me, why do you run on World Ventures? Why are you taking this so seriously? Why don't you relax? What is so urgent about it? Why don't you take it easy? And out of the blue, I just said this. I said, you cannot run like you are being chased by a dog when you are being chased by a lion.
Wow.
What is chasing us is no joke. If you look at the reality of our incomes, of our earnings, and the future ahead of us? Do you want to live in poverty? What kind of future do you want for your children? Let us embrace world ventures and let us run this race like our lives depend on it. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Wow, 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 wow. Give it up, give it up. Nicholas Ekodihie, National Marketing Director, thank you so much. Now I transition to the #1 MC in Ghana, Kabute, the guy who smokes, WV. Kabute, you can say, if you're on the call, just your final comments.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's such an honor, such a pleasure. I mean, Charlie, that thing Nicholas just dropped just blew my mind, man.
That guy is something else.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here. I think all I want to say is that, look, for some of us, and maybe I'm one of them, for some of us, another opportunity like this may never come again. Another opportunity like this may never come again. You know, if God blesses us with long life, we will all hit 60. We will all hit retirement. We will all see our grandchildren. If God blesses us with long life, we will all see different seasons, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of different people. So if God does his part for us and our good long life comes to bear and shows itself, what will we show ourselves in that blessing that God would have given to us? I mean, what is the point of having a long life when you are miserable? What is the point of having a long life when all you have is just, hey, back in the day, hey, back in the day, hey, back in the day? We want to be the kind of grandparents whose grandchildren are fighting to come to your home because they know that you play like a child, because there's joy in your home, there's joy in your heart. You want to be the kind of grandfather who can take the whole family, and I mean the whole family, from children to grandchildren to cousins to aunties, and just put them all on a first class segment of a flight and just take them across the world. That is the kind of grandfather our grandchildren deserve. And what we are aiming for, what we are fighting towards, people are living it. People are living it. And we talk about the fact that it is not about looking rich, it is about being rich. Matt Morris is what? How old is he? He's in his early 40s. He's a multi-millionaire. Our own Sachin Govenda is 26 years old. He's a multi-millionaire. And our own Martin Indio. He may walk around casual, but trust me, he's a multi-millionaire.
I'm loaded.
Damn loaded. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. Trust me. Somebody will say, there's a series I'm watching, and the lead character says, I have been rich and I've been poor. And I tell you, I would choose being rich any day. I would choose being rich any day. So what we have is a real gift. It works. It is evident. It is not easy, but it is worth it. It is not easy, but it is worth it. It is not easy, but it is worth it. I want to really, really, really say a big thank you from all the other panelists. I've learned so much myself today. In fact, because of something Nana said, I have just called somebody. Sometimes it gets overwhelming. I have to be honest. Sometimes it gets overwhelming. The calls just overwhelms me. But because of something Nana said, I have called somebody back to apologize and to say that, look, let's go. I'll stretch myself. Let's do it. Because the destiny of generations is at stake. Thank you very much, Dr. Boyson.
All right,
God
give
bless
it
you.
up, give it up, give it up. Kabuteo Kanse, thank you so much. And then finally, Nana, your final comments.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I'll transition to the samurai to give his blessings to us. And then we say goodbye for this section. So Nana, you have the floor.
Okay, I read this book, which was authored by Professor Safo Kantanka, Reverend Minister of Methodist Church. And he said, Abraham was rich, Isaac was rich, Jacob was rich. Why not you? So in the Bible, if we talk about genuine riches, they were God's people. So richness, to become rich is not a crime. It's not a sin. But how to become rich is very important. And for me, if you want to become rich sincerely and genuinely, GUAR Ventures will give you the platform. Because the life that we are even living with this GUAR Ventures is another aspect of building collaboration skills. Because you can't do it alone, and you must do it with others. What I want to say is, I know that my people will take care of me. So if it is left alone with money that I will spend, I don't think I will be on this. But because of me in this, people are getting opportunities. Let me tell you something that happened yesterday. I was there when Mrs. Bellendel's father called me. Her father is my very good friend. And in fact, it is because of her father, that is why I got her to be invited to this thing. And her father yesterday was thanking me. I even cried. He said so many things because I invited Mrs. Bellendel's to see this amazing concert. I was so touched and it moved me. So when we said we should do this, I said, no, I don't have a choice. As I'm talking to you now, I'm supposed to join Church of Pentecost Men's Ministry to do a presentation. And I've asked them to give me 30 minutes. So I said I'll join them. Instead of 6, I said I want to join them at 7 so that I'll be able to be part of this training. And what I want to say is there is no option that we can choose against GUAR Ventures. You are not asked to go and sell any physical product. Just invite people. But I want to deal with this aspect. When people think that they will not have time for this. If you will not have time for this, what will you have time for? And what you have time for, can it give you what GUAR Ventures will give you? You have to do this analysis on daily basis, on hourly basis. We are torn between several demands of our time. I have several problems in my kingdom to deal with. Sometimes they come to my house early morning. By the time I wake up, they are here in buses for me to resolve their problems. I'm also still working at the university as head of business development and incubation center, which also demand my attention. I'm a family man and a church elder. All these things combined is not an easy task. But what I'm saying is GUAR Ventures will not force me to abandon myself from this one. I am doing all of them. And I thank you. I want to say that thank you to GUAR Ventures. There is something I want to leave with you. When you have a vision, God will make a provision. That is a statement I want to leave with you. When you have a vision, God will make a provision. What is your vision? What do you want to become? God will create an opportunity for you to achieve it. And for me, my vision was to be able to have a source of income that will be able to solve a lot of people's who are around me their problems. And God brought me GUAR Ventures. I see this as my solution. I know if you look carefully and closely, you will also find GUAR Ventures as your solution. Wow. I am always available to close for anyone. Now I'm international closer. closing for people in UK,
Wow.
Uganda, South Africa through Martin Dehu. So I'm available. That is why now you're also struggling to get in touch with me.
Wow.
And Kabute and Nicholas, they have been so helpful to me. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am. I called them midnight, 2 a.m. Yesterday, I wake up Kabute, and I could see he was, if he had his way, he was going to tell me, Nana, can you call me back? But as a chief, you cannot deny that. So if you call them and they don't pick, it is not only you. We all suffer the same thing because it is not easy. But I want to thank you, all of you here, and I want to say that let's collaborate and help each other. We will be successful together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nana. And I now transition to our grandpapa, the humble lion, the samurai, Martin Indio. Please, you have your kids or your grandchildren and great-grandchildren waiting to hear what you will say. We are happy to have you around.
Wow. I'm sure you can hear me okay, my brother. Can you?
We can hear you, yes.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much to all the leaders that have jumped onto this call, the first ever, and to all of you, the Titans. I'm so proud of all of you. I'm so proud of what you are doing. You guys are trailblazing. You are literally taking the entire continent by storm, and everything that you've just really shared with us, the members. I was seated right here taking notes because I clearly see what you guys have turned into. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, we've just released, I don't even know what to call you guys, but I am so proud of you. And I really honor and appreciate all of you. And we are just getting started. See, what we have our hands on is something that is so massive that it's only the blind that won't really see what we have. Because, and again, I want us to always remember to stay humble. See, I might be staying casual and putting on my casual, just like Abute said. I might put on my casual clothing and not really going out there and showing off everything that I probably might have. But I promise you, just like you saw Peter Powderham's back office, trust me, what we are building is going to be way bigger than that. Because when I see that back office, I see twice. I see mind doubling whatever you keep seeing.
Wow.
So clearly, if someone has done that, that means everyone will do it. See, if he is the #1 income earner, guess what he has? He only has a laptop and he has people, isn't it? Yeah. And what do we have? People. Who are we? People. So what do we have to do? Show more people. He might have been here longer than us, but I promise you, you can idolize your leader, you can respect them, but you should never ever think that you cannot surpass them, all right? You should never ever think that you cannot surpass them. You have all the power to do that, all right? So I'll give you this analogy. See, there was a cheetah and a dog put in a cage, and they were supposed to run a race. They were supposed to see the fastest between a cheetah and some dogs and some other creatures. We all know that a cheetah runs faster than all those animals, but you know what happened? When they said go, the cheetah stayed in its cage, and the other ones took off running. And then, you might wonder why the cheetah decided to stay in its cage. You know why? It is because it figured it doesn't really have to show off that it is faster. It would rather just stay and watch the others race other than run faster, to show that it's really fast, okay?
Wow.
Because we all know it is to show the money. You don't have to show anything. Nicholas asked me, Are you sure you make that money? I'm like, my brother, what do you want to see? Do you want to see money popping out of my pockets for you to understand that I am making some good money? You see? So clearly there's some serious money to be made. But even when we make this money, let's always keep our ego in check. See, the two things that will take all of us out is greed and ego. So the moment we keep those two in check, we have so much to gain and we have lots of lives to save. We have a lot of things to do, because the more money you make, the more money you make. And every level, there is always another level. Even when you get to IMD, just so you know, there is double IMD. When you get to double IMD, there is triple IMD. You get to triple, there is, I mean, it's limitless. So understand one thing. We don't want our children's children to ask us that award-winning question. Where were you when all this was happening? Wow. Where were you? What did you do when this concept was put in your place? Where were you when everyone was getting started into this and you saw it and you decided to play with it? So let's not play with this thing. We have gold in our hands. Let's go kill it. Let's go do whatever it takes. Put in your all. Give it your all. And I promise you, we'll see you on the top and we'll get to save so many lives. Thank you so much, Doctor, for having me on the call.
Wow, let's give it up to him, the samurai. The samurai. Thank you so much, audience. Now we have come to the end of the program. Remember these words from old Sensei Oshiba. He says, those who are skilled in combat do not become angered. Those who are skilled at winning do not become afraid. Thus, the wise win before the fight, while the ignorant fight to win. What I'm leaving with you tonight, is that residual income will always win before the fight. Linear income, salaried work, will always fight to win. Thank you so much. 8 p.m. Put as many people on the call and know that you are the answer to the prosperity to the unborn generation. Thank you so much. We'll post the recordings and then we will watch over. We can share also, on our pages. Thank you so much, leaders. The Titans, you have seen today that we have big men, real Titans amongst us. Thank you so much, NMD Nicholas Dihier, Kabute Okanse, our godfather, and then Nana Odeneho, also for your inspiration, and also Dr. Asma, also for your lecture. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.